It is time for that day of the week when I just reset the entire house, doing a good deep cleaning. And boy, oh boy, was the house ready for it. It was insane between sick kids, sick mom running around like a chicken with her head cut off, and a million and one other things going on. This house desperately needed to be reset because it had just gotten out of control. So I'm just starting with the kids' bedding. With having the 4 kids, I do bedding twice a week and I split it up. So one day I do the kids' bedding and then one day I do Bobby and my bedding. I find that is the easiest way to do it. The kids' bedding, with them being in the twin size beds, it only takes like one load per bed. But obviously with Bobby and I having the king size bed, it takes like 3 loads to get all the bedding on our bed done. So it almost equals out between the 3 beds for the kids. I don't count Athena's yet because she just has 1 sheet. So that usually goes in with one of the other kids' set of bedding. It doesn't take up too much space. Plus, I wash her bedding multiple times a week. With her being a baby and stuff, it just gets dirtier a lot easier, a lot faster. It's just kind of a thing when you're in diapers. So she gets washed way, way more than once a week. It probably is closer to every day with like 1 or 2 day breaks in between there. However, the other thing I really wanted to do, and this is still bothering me, I'll tell you that now, is just rearranging the girls' room so that Athena especially has all the room on the floor to play and everything. If you're new here, so this sofa is not usually in this room. However, with Christmas and everything, we moved this into the girls' room for now so that the Christmas tree could go up. But now I'm also trying to decide if I even want this sofa anymore because I really like the way the family room looks without it. So with that, it's just kind of in here for now. And I'm just trying to decide, do I get rid of it for good? Does it go back in the family room after Christmas? I don't know. So that is why it's there. But it's bothering me because it is way too much furniture in this room. And they have a larger room, so it's not like the end of the world. But it being in here even just as a like placeholder is kind of making me go a little cray-cray. Everything's better with them. We're just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. We don't worry about tomorrow. We just ooh, ooh, ooh. What we wanna do tonight. Waking up at sundown, the world's our playground, and we don't even have to pretend. Every time we're together, it doesn't get better, and every day's like a weekend. We're just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. We don't worry about tomorrow. We just ooh, ooh, ooh. What we wanna do tonight. So don't tell me how to act or how I should be. All we wanted is to be free. We don't wanna be like you. You see, we just act a little crazy, and we're following our heartbeats. We don't wanna be like you. Got the boombox blasting, and we're just laughing. I will say though, I often get asked about different like furniture pieces in the house, and a lot of my stuff is Wayfair and Amazon furniture. And especially when it comes to like the kids' furniture, and actually like all the furniture in the house. But like the kids' furniture, I like having stuff that's not like solid wood pieces. It's so much easier to move around and clean around. And with kids, you have to move their furniture. There's like always stuff. This is Bjorn's room. Now, mind you, the boys do a pretty good job at keeping up with their rooms. I don't come in their rooms only once a week, and it's only because I'm stripping bedding and doing bedding. Otherwise, they do their rooms the rest of the week. I do like to do a like reset in the room when I'm in here anyway. So if I'm in here, I'm going to strip the beds, clean the floors, do a quick tidy up, and just get it looking nicer. But I like that I can literally move all the furniture around. That way, if I need to do a deep clean, it's really easy. Like, I'm not moving something that's 500 pounds. I can move it with one hand, get the vacuum under it, and it just makes my life so much easier. Plus, all of this furniture with being light, it's also been really sturdy and really reliable. Like, haven't had any pieces break from Amazon, Wayfair, anything like that. I feel like the biggest thing to do is make sure to read the reviews. As long as you are reading the reviews and making an educated decision, I've always had really good luck with it all.
I've been wandering in the dark with a cynical, faithless heart. I've been watching the kings and queens caught up in careless dreams. Oh, and you turned up. Somebody turned my luck. I'll get lost to the world. I'll stay true to my word. We'd be queens and kings of every.
I was thinking on this day, this is the one room that it definitely probably gets the most like slack on and the least attention is the laundry room. And it has always been my laundry room. Like in every house we've ever owned, the laundry room is the room that gets the least attention. So I definitely need to get time and spend like more time in here. But even on this day, I'm like, okay, let's just tidy things up, wipe down the counters, because it also gets like really dirty in the laundry room between the different powders and stuff that you're using, and then the dust and lint from the washer and dryer. And then we also have our utilities in here. So behind that curtain is the water heater, and behind the cabinet is like the furnace, AC unit stuff. So that just adds to the dust and stuff in here. So one of these days, you can see I'm doing a cleaning in here, but one of these days I need to get in here and do like a much deeper clean in this room and just give everything a really, really good wipe down. I will say though, if you have a laundry room, having a deep sink like this, I feel like is so important. One, this laundry room is right off of our garage. So it gets used a lot by Bobby just for washing his hands when he's been working outside. But also like rinsing stuff or soaking really bad stained things. It is so important. Our last house did not have a sink in the laundry room. And ever since that house, I'm like, that is a 100% necessity. Like, you do so much stuff with a sink in a laundry room. It's also where I wash paintbrushes. Like, that is my dirty sink. Need to get stuff done. It's not going to be a clean project. When we've had small animals, that's where you wash the small animals. You wash them in that sink. Like, that is the dirty sink where you get all the nitpicky stuff done. So I will say, ever since doing the update on this bathroom, I have been much, much better at keeping it clean. Now, it is a kid's bathroom. They still take majority of the responsibility of keeping this bathroom clean. However, I come in here way more often to give it a good, thorough, deep cleaning. At least once a week, I get in here and give it a good, thorough, deep cleaning. And it has made a huge, huge difference. I am definitely one of those people that if I find a place pretty, I have an easier time keeping it clean. If it's like, I don't know, if I don't enjoy the way it looks, it's really easy to be like, oh, okay, well, I don't care if it's dirty. I don't like the way it looks anyway. Like, whatever. That is why I think it is so important, though, and I tell you guys all the time, like, figure out your reasons, figure out what motivates you and gives you purpose, because for everyone, it is going to be different. Some people could care less about a space being pretty. For me, that is a big deal. That is a big reason I will actually maintain a space, is if I find it pretty. So I do take that extra step of having the pretty knickknacks and florals and pillows and things like that, because in my brain, it does give me motivation to actually keep up with it.
Girlfriend, you got me smiling brighter each day. Stars are brighter, I feel lighter in every way. Girlfriend, there's no one like you when it comes to loving. Life is richer, lips are sweeter. Now listen, stay and let's figure out where to go and how about family, new history. Here I go, dreaming. You got me going wilder than wild. Girlfriend, there's nothing that can stop us. Oh, you got me winning.
So one thing I often forget to talk about, and you may or may not see it just like in the background of my videos, is I love using my robot vacuum, especially on big cleaning days like this. So I'm coming back in. This is my Eureka wet dry vacuum. I love this thing. But before I came back in here, the robot vacuum came through and did a good, thorough vacuuming in this room, in Bjorn's room. I love using that thing as like my little helper to go around and give a good, thorough vacuum, getting under furniture and around everything. That way, if I'm coming back in with this one now being a wet dry vacuum, I don't really need it to be vacuumed before I use this. However, if I was to come back in here just with a mop, then obviously that comes in really, really handy. And I just play it by ear of what I think needs to be done on this day. I will say, most days I am picking this thing. It is the easiest way to mop the floors, but it isn't the best way to mop the floors. Obviously, a mop and bucket is way more efficient when it comes to actually cleaning the floors. It just does a much better job. It's like comparing cleaning your floors on your hands and knees to a mop and bucket. 100% cleaning your floors on your hands and knees is going to do a better job. It just is. Same with this and a mop and bucket. 100% a mop and bucket is going to do a better job. But when you've got a long day of stuff going on, for me, at least this is something. Because for a lot of people, it's like, I really just don't want to mop today. And they would just skip mopping altogether. If you can vacuum, you can use this thing, and at least it gets like that initial cleaning done. That way, when you do get around to grabbing out the mop and bucket, you've at least kept up with it and done more of a maintenance cleaning on a regular basis. I can tell you, before I had a wet dry vacuum, I mopped once a week, once every other week. Like, it definitely wasn't as often as it probably needed to be. Now, I did it more often when I lived in Wisconsin in the winter, only because the salt from the roads and everything coming inside it always got like really crazy. Who I have the hiccups. But this makes it where I can pretty much deal with the floors daily, at least on the high traffic areas like the kitchen and in the laundry room. The areas like that, I can go through and just do a good maintenance mopping every single day.
Feels like the first time. Feels like I've never been in love before. You got me falling. Oh, so deep. Oh, so deep. You're not a bad boy. And that's the problem, 'cause I'm going broke. Spent all my money. All on you. All on you. Listen up, I am down tonight, but there's just one thing I need to wrap my head around. Yeah, I don't know if I can take another date and end up by myself. Make a move, it's time for you to step up. Yeah, it's now or never. Tonight better be the night.
So often when I'm filming, people will ask me where Bailey is because depending on the video that I'm doing, like you see Minnie all the time. She's my little shadow. However, Big Boy over here, you often won't see in my videos. Like he may pop in here and there, but often you don't see him around because usually I bug him with not on purposely bug him, but he'll see me coming with like a vacuum and stuff and he's like, oh man, mom's got this, and he's like finding a new place to relax and hide, just like you saw here. So he also is usually sleeping and usually in this room exactly where you saw him. He loves to play and he is definitely still like puppy energy and stuff, but he is also like typical extra large breed dog and they sleep a lot. We did end up leaving his kennel in this room. It's funny because we only brought that kennel in this room when we were showing the house. He is old enough and big enough that whenever we had house showings, he stayed home. To have him go in and out of my car on his joints just would not be good for him. So we put it in here. That way when we left, he could be kenneled up and people could see the house and whatnot. And he now loves having it in here, so it stays in here. He will just go in here and randomly sleep. It's his comfort zone and everything. So yeah, that is why his kennel stays there. It is never closed. Even when we leave the house, we don't lock the dogs up. They usually stay in the dog room, but we don't actually like lock them in a kennel or anything. But he still just loves going in there. We, like I said, purely have that kennel for when we were showing the house, because then we would lock him up just so. It's funny. People are so afraid of him. Even like my uncle, when we do Sunday dinners, we keep Bailey in the dog room because he makes my one uncle very nervous. And I always laugh because he is just such a giant teddy bear baby. Like, I would be way more afraid of Minnie deciding to bite someone than Bailey ever. Now, I don't think Minnie would bite people either. She's pretty much a baby also. But he, like, would never. But just his pure size, like, he's nearly 200 pounds. People see him and they think of Beethoven, so they automatically assume they're going to get slimed, which you might, but usually if he's sliming, it's because he's either just ate something or he's running around and being crazy and he's panting because he's hot, which then usually you'd be slimed by most dogs. You usually have to be more worried about just getting covered in fur with him. And once again, I feel like that is most dogs. Or him sitting on your feet, because the second you start petting him, I swear he knows that if he sits on you, you're not going to be able to move anywhere. So that's what he does.
I took the chance, I lost it all. This is how to remove a bearing
Also, here's your friendly reminder if you have an all day cleaning project like I do, make sure to go and wash and switch over your laundry. I definitely am the type of person that will forget. Now, I'm usually pretty good on bed washing days because I try and set a timer. So not only do I have the like do that comes from the washer and dryer, but I also has like the Google telling me go switch your stuff so that I can actually get it all done in one day. But yeah, I have forgotten many of times. I did see though, we were having some, you can kind of see as I'm doing it here. I tried to get a close up so you could really see what I was doing, but dust and stuff building up on this part of this door. Now, because we have the furnace AC unit in this cabinet, we specifically made sure that the bottom of these doors, when Bobby built them, could be vented and still have that airflow. That was still very important with this. It just naturally is an area that, well, one, it needs the circulation of air, but it gets very dusty. So I like to come in here about once a month is usually when I notice it getting really bad. Clean those off, open the doors, clean off the vents in here, and not so much wipe everything down, but at least vacuum everything off. Get all the dust off, get everything clean. I will say though, biggest difference from being here compared to Wisconsin is the AC unit pipe work. So in Wisconsin, there's was just like a whole drain in our floors of our basement. So it was an itty bitty little pipe that would just like go from the AC unit drip pipe into that drain that's in the floor in our basements. Here, there's like a whole piping system that has to go out the AC unit to the outside, like a much longer. And I did not know, like, you guys did maintenance on those, like pouring vinegar down them once a month just to make sure that there was no buildup and stuff. Definitely important if you are moving from a northern state to a southern state. There's maintenance to do on your AC unit. Definitely do it or you will end up flooding your house. I know from experience because that pipe does get clogged and then there's nowhere for that water to go except back into the house. So that once a month maintenance of the vinegar, very, very important. I also like to go a little extra and I will usually do the vinegar, let that sit for like 30 minutes and then flush it with some really hot water and then put a shop vac on the end of the hose outside and make sure to give it a really good I feel like the only way to like say this is it sounds inappropriate, but a really good suction that is just not going to sound good no matter how I say it. You guys know what I mean. Like we're going to pull all the uck out of the pipe. Ever since that first like big hoopla with the whole thing, I have been way more religious about keeping up with that and making sure it stays together.
Yeah. Huh. I am not the victim of this love affair. You can make me go away. I don't really care if it's good and fair. I just wanna love you, babe. You got me around your finger. Got me in a twisted state of life, but I refuse to see it.
As you can see, Athena was also up again. So I was trying to work with her on me, but it is not easy. So I did end up just like picking her up and throwing her on the counter for just a little bit. She likes to be able to see what I am doing. One of the things we are hoping to get for her for Christmas is those like little, I have no idea what they're called, but basically step stools, but they have a like guardrail to make sure they're not falling and stuff, but they can be more helpful in the kitchen. I think she is going to love something like that because she does always like to be involved. And it, I think, will make just life a lot easier. At this point, this pan needed to soak for a minute, so I figured let it soak, play with the baby, and then I could come back 30 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it was. I don't even remember at this point when I came back, but I could come back. It then pretty much just wiped clean, super easy, and I was able to rinse, dry, and put it away and finish up the kitchen. So, just recently got a request about doing like how to keep your house clean, updated video. Because I probably do those about once a year, once every other year, because it does change. Products change, routines change just because ages of children are changing. So I feel like as a mom, like your routine is constantly evolving. I had it pretty good there for a while, and then I had Athena. I had a baby again. So my routine is completely different again. And Athena, a year ago, as a newborn, obviously is very different from Athena now, a 14, 15-month old, on top of having teenager, preteen, and kindergartner. So routines are constantly changing. But all that to be said, someone just recently asked for an updated one of those how to keep your house clean videos. I want to know if there's any other videos you guys would like to see an updated version of, or I know there's like, I don't even know how many videos are on my channel nowadays. There's probably close to 1,000 videos on my channel. So there may be videos that I have done that you just can't find and you are hoping for an update on. So let me know in the comments below. I really do take your guys' input when it comes to these into accountability. I also know I do a lot of videos and talk about a lot of stuff like during my videos, but the way I title them, it may not be easy to like come back and find them sometimes. So sometimes I do try to title them in a way so that you know this is like specific to one specific thing. I try to add tips and tricks throughout everything, but I want to know like specifics, if that makes sense. But I did feel really good getting my Walmart order so that I could restock all of my cleaning supplies in here in the laundry room. I love these glass jars. One, they're pretty. Two, they hold all my stuff and it allows me to buy like a little bit in bulk. I can't buy a ton in bulk. I just do not have the storage in this house. Honestly, I would love to be like a couponer. I just don't have the space to be a couponer, but I do watch those. Actually, if you guys know Coupon Katie, she was like really popular there for a while. I always found that really funny because she and I started having kids around the same time. So her two kids are close in age to Xander and Bjorn. And she's also lived in the same town I used to live in. So we were a part of a mom group and hung out together and did all this stuff. So when she got like really popular in the couponing world, we found that like really, really cool. And she now lives down here. Now, we aren't like super close. We were close because we were in the same mom groups. Our kids got along. But like hanging out just one on one, we were definitely very opposite in that way. I'm an introvert. Like, I need friends that, one, are cool with just like hanging out at home and letting the kids play and do things. And two, if I fall off the face of the earth for like 2 months and then come back and be like, I'm sorry, like, I have been so crazy busy. And honestly, it's not just crazy busy physically with stuff going on. Sometimes it's mentally, like, my brain just needed to shut off. And I can like go off the face of the earth for 2 months and then come back and we're just like best friends again, which is why I absolutely love Jessie from Jessie Lifestyle at Home. She's one of my best friends because we can not talk for a couple weeks. Now, usually it doesn't go that long because we talk almost every day. But if I like don't talk to her for a month, she doesn't think two things of it. Like, I'll come back and we'll start talking and she'll start talking and vice versa, because she is exactly the same way, where if she gets busy, she will fall off the face of the earth. Lynn White is another one like that. So I know there are people out there that get what I am saying. So I am one of those people that if I do not contact you for 2 months, but then we start talking again, like, we act like nothing happened. We are still best friends. We are still talking about anything and everything under the moon. Like, time and distance is not a thing in our friendship. Where Coupon Katie, she is definitely an extrovert and love the girl. She's a sweetheart. But she's more of the like going out with the girls, like going to dinners, going dancing, stuff like that. And that's just not me. I just am not that person. I've done it. I've tried. When the boys were younger, I did try to do like the mom dinner nights, and at least twice a year. That's about as much as I could talk myself into going into like a big group of women for dinner. They did it about once a month. I made it to about 2 of those a year because, yes, I'm an introvert. A lot of them were definitely more extroverted, but it was nice, especially I was in my young 20s when I started having kids. So it was nice to be able to have moms around and kids that the kids could get along with and play with, because at the time, a lot of my friends weren't having kids. They weren't married. They weren't having kids. Like, it was just weird. I actually lost a lot of friends after getting married and having kids purely because, like, we were on such different roads. Like, sure, we graduated high school, did all the like little things, but then they were still in datey party mode, and I was now settling down, taking care of kids, taking care of a house, and doing all of those things.
You got a smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine. But I can see that you don't realize. And that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style. The way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you.
Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you wouldn't mind, if you could like, comment, and share this video. Those are the top 3 things you can do to help out my video. Oh, and if you have the hype button, that's new. I don't know exactly what that does yet, but whenever there's new features on any of the social medias, usually they like when we use them. So if you have that hype button and you could hit that and hype this video, I would so greatly appreciate it. Also, if you are new here, I would love if you would subscribe. I do cleaning, decorating, organizing, decluttering, and my Helping Hands series as well, where that's where I go to another mama in the areas and help her in her home every single week. 2 videos a week usually. I've been pretty consistent with 2 videos a week for a very long time. So I think 2 videos a week is pretty confident. I do them on Tuesdays and Fridays. So I would love if you would subscribe here. But I have to get the kids to school. I'm literally doing this voiceover Friday morning, and you guys are going to see this in a couple hours. So I'm going to let you guys go. Hopefully you guys have a fabulous Friday and weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.